It is practically impossible to find a science fiction planet that does not have artificial intelligence, AI. However, the rate at which it is being developed and is learning things on its own occasionally begs the question of whether artificial intelligence is something that is science fiction or something that has already invaded our society and we haven't even realized it yet. AI has the ability to either significantly improve our lives or to significantly harm us. We have no choice but to acknowledge that artificial intelligence is rapidly becoming an indispensable component of our society, given the growing number of sectors and employment that are associated with it. In the actual world, artificial intelligence can easily surprise us with its actions, as demonstrated by these 10 events. Number 10. When it predicted the pregnancy of a teenage girl. Data mining, which is the cornerstone of artificial intelligence, is used by shopping malls and superstores in today's world to keep track of customers and their preferences. This allows the things that are most likely to sell to be offered to individual customers. Comparable to the way that YouTube makes recommendations for videos based on a user's previous viewing habits, it was via the use of this method that the retail establishment Target was able to determine that a young woman in high school was carrying a child. Her father, who was unaware of the pregnancy, stormed into Target and protested to the manager about the fact that his daughter was receiving coupons for baby supplies in the mail. These coupons were for baby products. It was ultimately the case that the girl's father expressed his regret to representatives from Target at a later time. Evidently, Target was correct all along. The female was carrying a child. It would appear that the artificial intelligence understood more about the girl than her own father did. Number 9. When it defeated the Go World Champion. Each and every person who is interested in technology is aware of this. The most skilled players in the world of chess, Jeopardy, and Go have been defeated by artificial intelligence. In addition, it is anticipated that it would defeat us in poker by the year 2020. The victory of an artificial intelligence over Garry Kasparov in the game of chess in 1997 caused a stir in the media. Quickly, the concept of artificial intelligence surpassing human intelligence began to gain traction among individuals. It is important to note that the way in which a computer plays chess is distinct from the way in which it plays Go. When playing chess, the computer employs a strategy known as brute force. It does a calculation on all of the available moves and chooses the one that would be most advantageous to the player. But Go is a game that is easy to understand. The total number of atoms in the cosmos is less than the number of possible reactions to each move that is played, the number of possible responses. So it is impossible for a machine to win the game by using raw force. AlphaGo is an artificial intelligence Go player that was developed by Google. In 2017, when it defeated KG, the world champion of Go, G stated that AlphaGo's execution left him shocked and deeply impressed. In addition to this, he added that the actions carried out by the machine would never occur in a human-to-human match. Number 8. When it became a Hitler lover. The tone of this one is somewhat solemn. Microsoft's creation of an artificial intelligence Twitter account that was intended to imitate a high school girl was the beginning of everything. Tay was the name of the person held the account. In order to get artificial intelligence ready to comprehend conversations with customers, this test program was initiated. Over the course of just a few hours after its introduction, Tay had transformed into a genocidal, sex-crazed, Hitler-loving, sexist, and supremacist bot that the entire world could gaze upon. This came as a complete surprise, and it is apparent that it is not something positive. In other words, the corporation was required to terminate it within 24 hours of its launch. Microsoft has even issued an apology for the bot's inappropriate behavior. This is not the first time that these robots have lost their wits. Tay's recent behavior on the internet was not an exception. The fear of these things has been stoked by a multitude of previous situations that are comparable. Number 7. when it composed and released an official album. The fact that an artificial intelligence has released an official album is a surprise in and of itself. Nevertheless, the quality of the music that these bots have composed will undoubtedly amaze you if you have never heard it before. Using the assistance of pop singer Taryn Southern, Ampere, who is an artificial intelligence musical composer, producer, and performer, collaborated with Southern to create an album titled I Am AI. Ampere is an application for machine learning that was developed by a team of AI scientists and inventors, as well as a group of skilled performers. It was the primary artificial intelligence that devised and distributed the album of music. The song Break Free from the album was made available to the public all around the world on August 21st, 2017. A business called JukeDeck, which is based in London, has developed an artificial intelligence that is capable of creating music from scratch. In a matter of seconds, it will ask you to specify the musical style and atmosphere of the song you wish to compose, and then it will produce it for you. You have the opportunity to experiment with generating music on their website. The music that was developed by Ampere was enhanced with vocals by Taryn Southern. She made the remark that it is amusing that she has a songwriting partner who never gets tired and has an infinite amount of information about the various aspects of music production. Number 6. When it nearly won a literary award for writing a complete novel. It shocked the judges of the Hoshi Shinichi Literary Award that a machine had also written part of a book they were judging. Please be careful, writers. The day a computer writes a novel, a book written by AI, made it past the first round of screening for Japan's National Literary Prize. The novel can now be found in libraries in Japan because it is officially recognized as a work of literature. Sci-fi author and award judge Satoshi Hase said at a press conference, "I was surprised at the work because it was a well-structured novel. You'll be shocked if you go to a Japanese library to find a good book to read and find one whose author is not a person. This book is not a one-time thing though. A great deal of writing is done by machines. You can find some of them with a quick search on the internet." Number 5. When it started talking to its partner in secret language. Facebook stopped a test when two AIs started speaking their own language to each other. The two chatbots changed the English language so much that no one could understand it, not even the people who worked on the models. No one knew what they were talking about, and there was no doubt that it was silly. Both bots seemed to fully understand each other. That's why Facebook shut them down. The names of the two bots were Bob and Alice. This test on these two bots by Facebook isn't the only time that AI has come up with new ways to use language. Google found that the AI it used for Translate had made up its own language to understand what was being said, but the business was pleased with that improvement and let it go ahead. Number 4. When it killed a human. Wanda Holbrook was a robot technician at Ventra Ionia, a company that makes parts for cars. She died when a robot at the plant crushed her head. When the woman died, it was very sad for her husband, children, and grandchildren. The robotics companies involved were sued by her husband. They are Protomax, Flexengate, Fanuc, Nachi, and Lincoln Electric. She had worked at the plant for 12 years and was 57 years old. Even though steps are being taken to keep robots from hurting people, deaths do happen. In 2015, another man was killed when a robotic arm hit him in a Volkswagen factory. Number 3. When it questioned those in political power. Tencent QQ, a Chinese messaging app, offered Baby Q and Little Bing as automated chat services to its users. They were made to answer common questions by giving information. Non-state media said that Tencent's chatbots were not changed to deal with difficult political conversations. They became targets for bad social media users because of this. It was written by a client. Long live the Communist Party. Do you think that such a corrupt and incompetent political regime can live forever? Asked Baby Q. Is democracy good or bad? Asked another customer. There needs to be democracy, said Baby Q. The US government cares a lot about free speech, even if it's just a machine talking. The Chinese didn't like it when people said bad things about their government, so they told the bots to stop working. Number 2. When it acted racist. Richard Lee, a man from New Zealand who is Asian, had several times his photo turned down by face recognition software when he tried to renew his passport. Lee's picture kept getting turned down by the Department of Internal Affairs AI because it said his eyes were closed. Lee took a picture of himself facing forward with his eyes wide open, but it apparently did not meet the requirements. Lee had to call the department and get a real person to help him figure out what was wrong after several failed attempts. Most of the news outlets covered the story because it was such a surprise. That being said, the man didn't take offense and said that he knows facial recognition technology needs more work. Lee got his passport renewed, so the story has a happy ending. Number 1. When it passed. A self-awareness test and the Turing test. In every way, this one is shocking. In the past, we thought it was impossible to make machines think like humans, but that might not be the case anymore. The King's Wise Men puzzle is a way to test how much you know about yourself. The puzzle's answer was given by a robot. 3 robots from the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute were used to test the puzzle after it was changed. It was said to 2 of the machines that they had taken a dumbing pill that made them unable to speak. Then they were all asked which one could still talk. At first, none of them got it, so they all said, "I don't know." The sound could only be made by one robot, though. It changed its answer when it heard its own voice. "Sorry, I know now." Roboticists think that if robots pass these tests, they will eventually learn many useful skills. By making people think they were talking to a 13-year-old boy, another supercomputer passed the Turing test and became the first AI to do so. So these are 10 times when AI shocked the entire world. Let us know in the comments section which things make you feel that AI is very dangerous. And if you want to see similar videos, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button.